Thank you for joining us to celebrate truly extraordinary honorees at this year's Distinguished Leadership Awards, for which we've gathered here in the magnificent anthem here in Washington, D.C. Tonight we've come together to recognize individuals who embody the pillars of the transatlantic relationship for their achievements in the fields of government, business, humanitarian, and artistic leadership. These luminaries have made exceptional and distinctive contributions across the Atlantic and around the world. And it is with great pride that the Atlantic Council invites you to join us in applauding their achievements. As we gather this evening, I don't need to tell you that we are at a pivotal moment for our global community. As Russia continues to escalate its war in Ukraine, we are witnessing the largest mobilization of military forces and the fastest growing refugee crisis in Europe since the Second World War. And every day we see images of the reckless and unnecessary loss of life and property as Ukrainians defend their country made up of people who only want peace, stability, and the right to decide their own future. Suffice it to say that Russia's aggression runs counter to the foundational undertakings of the Atlantic Council. And this is to galvanize constructive leadership here in the United States alongside our longtime partners and allies to do nothing less than to guide and shape a better and a more prosperous world. In some respects, it might seem inevitable that the Cold War ended as it did, ushering in an era that would advance democracy and open markets in unprecedented ways. But the outcome was only possible due to a relatively consistent, principled, and self-confident United States and Europe united in a common cause. It was that determination that produced the decisive deterrent, the military strength, the magnificent example of democratic societies and open economies, and the attractive model of shared engagement in the new transatlantic and international institutions. And notwithstanding the myriad events and challenges, since I say with confidence and a great deal of admiration for all of those who have made it so, that the Atlantic Council has never been more robust operationally, substantially, and financially. And in the face of such complex, daunting, and worldwide challenges, as we enter the third calendar year of the pandemic, accompanied by economic, societal, and political dislocation, the Council's formidable strength comes at a time when our work has never been more imperative for the world order. As the United States Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, has argued during her address at the Atlantic Council earlier this spring, there is an important lesson in the fact that the Bretton Woods international financial institutions were created while World War II was still raging. Even amid global crises such as the pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine, world leaders must think big, she said. And there is indeed no more urgent time to do so. As then, we ought not to wait for a new normal, Secretary Yellen declared. We should begin to shape a better future today. And Madam Secretary, you could not be more right. To this end, our operational environment demands that we at the Atlantic Council lift our ambitions to 2022 to tackle what has been at the heart of our enduring mission since our founding in 1961. And in that spirit, we are delighted to celebrate distinguished individuals this evening whose leadership is integral to the political and private sector discourses, as well as the principles of basic humanity at this inflection point in our global community. And first, we'll bestow His Excellency Mario Draghi with the President. He was the President of the Council of Ministers of the Italian Republic, and I'm delighted to call a friend with our Distinguished International Leadership Award. We do so for his leadership of Italy as it continues to navigate the many challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, for his efforts to solidify Italy's significant role in Europe and beyond, as well as Prime Minister Draghi's previous accomplishments as President of the European Central Bank. Tonight, we also present Claudio Descalzi, the Chief Executive Officer of ENI, visiting fellow at Oxford and a member of the General Council of the Confindustria, and member of the Global Board of Advisors at the Council on Foreign Relations with our Distinguished Business Leadership Award. And that is in recognition of the bold steps that any corporation has taken towards a greener future and helping to enlighten and lead the way for a more responsible and sustainable path for generations to come. And for the first time in the history of the Council, we're going to present a distinguished award to the entire nation, the Ukrainian people, for their bravery and resilience. And President Zelensky has sent us a special video message, and Her Excellency, the Ambassador Marakova, is here in person to accept it. And finally, and on behalf of all Ukrainian artists, we will present our Distinguished Artistic Leadership Award to the critically acclaimed singer, songwriter, actress, and activist, Jumala, for her lyrical work and presence helping to preserve and protect Ukrainian culture and identity from the Russian invasion of her country. In addition to this salute to Jamala, who has been called the voice of the Ukrainian people outside of her homeland, we are privileged to honor the courage and the resilience of the Ukrainian people more broadly with the special tribute that I've spoke about. In conclusion, let me also say how deeply grateful we are to this evening's co-chairs, to the Atlantic Council's Board of Directors, and our International Advisory Board, and all the generous friends of the Atlantic Council who have gathered tonight. Our work advances because of all of you. More than a singular event, tonight our collective mindset and resolve are symbolic and are a powerful statement towards a future that brings with it possibility of promise, of liberty, and hope. And so with that, I want to thank you again for being with us tonight, and I look forward to what I hope you'll find to be a wonderful and truly exceptional experience. Thank you.